Hi everybody, and welcome to this episode with the Anxious Resistance. And today we're going to be talking about Seasonal Affective Disorder, SAD or SAD. And it's a type of depression that's related to changes in the seasons. SAD begins and ends about the same time each year. Some people start getting symptoms in the fall that carry on through the winter, and others start getting symptoms in the spring that carry on through early summer. And if you're like most people with SAD, your symptoms will start in the fall and continue into the winter months, sapping your energy and making you feel moody. Less often, SAD causes depression in the spring or early summer. And this is something that I have dealt with through my years dealing with depression. My depression is always worse during the winter, and subsequently so is my anxiety. And the symptoms of seasonal affective disorder are very similar to major depressive disorder with anxiety and so forth. The symptoms of SAD are similar to that of major depressive disorder with anxiety. So one of the main symptoms is tiredness. And for me, I start to get tired around the time change at the end of October. When we kind of lose that hour at the end of the evening, and it's kind of like all of a sudden you're in a winter mode, and that's how it feels to me. And things get colder outside, and so I start to feel more tired. Also, a lot of people will gain weight. I know for me, I have gained most of my weight during the winter periods because that's when you feel hungry, that's when the holidays are. Your body kind of naturally wants to eat to get through the winter. It's like bears, where they eat a lot of food to put on weight to make it through the winter. Our body's somewhat doing naturally the same thing. Now, we don't like hibernate, but we kind of almost do. Another symptom is insomnia. People have difficulty sleeping and sleeping through the night when they have issues with SAD. Some people also will lose weight because they lose interest in food and don't want to eat. So the causes of SAD are fairly straightforward, and one of them is changes with your circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm is your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. So during the winter, when you have shorter days, when you only get, in the United States, you get somewhere from 6 to 10 hours of sunlight during December when the days are the shortest. And this makes you feel tired and want to sleep, and it lowers serotonin levels in your brain because they're tied to that light. And really, when you think about it, this is a very natural thing for our bodies to do, because back in times before, technology and the industrial age, we would slow down during the winter. We would sleep a lot. We would rest. We would eat food to keep us warm and to keep us having enough calories to make it through the winter till we could start planting and growing our crops again in the spring. So this is a fairly natural body reaction, although it can be very difficult in this day and age when we have to work the same amount of hours during the winter, and we have the same workload during the winter because technology allows us to continue working through the winter. Another cause for seasonal affective disorder is that it runs in families. So typically, if it runs in your family, you will likely get it, and this will show up later in adulthood and sometimes earlier in childhood. Now, the treatments for SAD vary, but one in particular is phototherapy, and that's sitting in front of a light that will mimic natural light to help your body, at least trick your body into thinking it's summertime and it's daylight outside, and it will help your body produce those neurotransmitters like serotonin that help boost your mood. Now, I wanted to show you what I use, and right here I have a SunTouch Plus, and this light I use during the winter, and I usually start at the end of October into December and somewhat into January until I start feeling better naturally. And what I do is I sit in front of this for an hour each day, and you can sit in front of it when you first get up. I tend to sit in front of it in the evening because that's when I feel the most tired. And you know, it's dark at 5 o'clock or before where I'm at, and I've still got things to do for the next 4 or 5 hours. So often I'll do them while I sit in front of this light, whether that's to study, or sometimes even while I'm watching television, I'll turn this on in front of me and have it in your eyes. And that's the idea, is that it needs to be shining into your pupils to get that reaction from your brain to produce more serotonin. So you need to make sure that you're at least seeing this in your periphery. Now, it's probably not recommended to sit and stare straight at this because it's pretty bright. But this can be very effective and very helpful for people with seasonal affective disorder. Now, some other treatments include those that are typical for other types of depression, such as medications, SSRIs that I talk about in other videos, and also therapy, typically cognitive behavior therapy that helps you deal with the stresses and the difficulties that come with that season and how you feel, and help you get through without having serious issues. Now, my experience with SAD has always been that my symptoms of anxiety and depression are often worse and accentuated during the winter months. So I have to be careful to maybe take things easy, slow down a little bit. Sometimes it's hard when you're a full-time student like I am, because you got finals in December. You're already starting another semester in January. But at least I get that break during winter. I can slow down for the Christmas and the holidays, and take things easy, which is very natural to do, and you should do to help take care of yourself. You know, like I've said, I do these treatments. I use the phototherapy. I use other things to help boost my mood. Like I've talked about in another video, I take Deplin or L-methylfolate. I take a generic form of Deplin, and that helps boost my mood during the winter months, as well as the SSRI that I take, Prozac, which helps my mood during the winter months as well. If you have any questions about seasonal affective disorder, feel free to comment on this video and I will do my very best to answer them for you. Please know that if you take any medications or want to take any medications or supplements, to check with your doctor before you do so. And again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy this content, you find it beneficial, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it helps me create more content for you. And thank you so much for watching, and this is The Anxious Resistance.